Well, welcome to Port Durnford. It's February, summer months, hot. A lot of diamond skates and stuff up here. This is what we're up here chasing. I'm joined with Reddy for the first time. Haven't fished with him. Johan Bierkes, who's been around for a while. I've fished with him before, so looking forward to a good day. Yeah, targeting species basically inedible. So looking for a cracking day, and stay tuned.
Okay, so the conditions look excellent. Nice deep water in front of us. Nice color, water temperature is good. So yeah, first draw of the morning, let's see if we can get one of those diamonds to eat this bait.
With the double hook trace, I prefer to use a J style. This is a Mustard O'Shaughnessy. It's got a straight barb, very proud short shank, nice for double hook traces. Okay, that's the hook there. The reason I use it is it's super sharp. It's got a short shank, so like it doesn't take up too much of the bait. Your bait doesn't have to be too long. It works extremely well. And my first one, I'm using a bar trace. If the diamonds are really thick, I'll go full metal jacket, which means wire from the hooks to the swivel. But now I've got bar trace there, nylon, and I've got to a swivel. From the swivel, this line here goes straight to my main line, and this is my sinker attachment here. So when the fish eats, it gives him a bit of time to eat, to bend. He doesn't pick up the sinker, and then you can set the hook before he feels the sinker bouncing behind him. If the fish do become quite frenetic, what I've got here, this is a full metal jacket circle hook. Quite a revelation recently. A lot of the competitive guys are now using them. That's a Mustard there. That's a 10-0. It's 120 pound nylon coated for just under a meter, and then a power swivel, and then I'll just attach it to there. And that's a new Mustard circle. That's a 39944 BN. It's got a nice wide gap to roll into the corner of the mouth. It's a short shank, and very important. If the shank's too long, what happens? The circle hook, the whole way it works is in the mouth, and it rolls into the corner. So now, if the shank is too long, basically it's going to come in, and as it hits that shank, it's going to roll, but then it's going to push the point away from the corner of the mouth, and it pops out. That's why you want a short shank circle. Very important. Also important on a circle hook, you want to snell it. The reason you snell it, it's just that it comes and it rolls out. Every time it goes, it rolls into the corner. It just helps that roll that much better. Alright, I mean, we speak about it a lot. There's been a transformation from guys using the multipliers into using the grinders nowadays. The outfit I'm using here, I've got a Daiwa Saltwater 6500. The other nice thing about this reel is it's made for jigging and popping, basically made for 100 pounds. So it's a strong, sturdy reel. It's got a nice big power handle. Also, it's got a wide arbor. It's a 6500. The smaller sizes have a small arbor, and the smaller the arbor, the more restriction you have on the cast, and this will cast better. And on top of that, I've got a demo model here. It's actually not available yet. Maybe will be soon. It's a new Saltist grind rod. It's 14'3", I think. And that of a nice. It's got a very nice sensitive tip. It's actually got a lot of backbone. Nowadays, I find a lot of guys are wanting a regular tape and a softer rod to the base rod. And I haven't really enjoyed it. This one, I'm enjoying it a lot. It's kind of my first cast of the bait. I've thrown it before with a sinker, but now it's the first cast of the bait, and it feels very nice. It's a 3-piece rod. The guide configuration's made for the grinder. That's pretty much my rig. It's very nice for the wading. You can wade in the bank, you can throw, you don't have to worry about overwinds and bunching. It's sensitive, you can actually feel the skates land on your bait. It's got a lot of pros. It has its cons as well, but one of the biggest things about it is it's so much fun. So direct, you know exactly what's going on. If you throw and in 5 minutes your bait's rattled away, you know it. The multiplier, you throw a bait, you give it 20 minutes, you wind in, you got no bait, you don't realize that for 15 minutes of that cast, you actually had no chance of catching a fish. At least this now, you know what the status of your bait at all time, and it's brilliant with the directness of the braid. I was fishing down there and it's just open water, no bite, a couple peckers. I saw a bank here and a rip, and you could read the water just out there. You could just kind of see a ripple where the water's moving out. So I went and threw my bait on top of that rip, in that rip. What that does is it gives you a bigger drawing card. It pulls fish in from a wider area because that scent's going to get pulled, and it'll pull fish from a lot bigger area. So if you're not landing on top of a fish in flat, calm water, very seldom, it's hard to get a bite. But here, the scent gets to a fish quicker. This is so far a textbook diamond bite and fight. Heavy weight, slow pull. Hey, I love it up here. With this braid, you can keep on top of this fish so much quicker. I mean, so much more. You're pulling for a higher percentage of your break-in strain all the time. Because you're not, the rod just comes back. Where nylon, there's a bit of stretch and big bow, and people don't realize half the time with nylon, now you're pulling like 30%, but here you're pulling 60, 70%. Diamond. Well, there you have it. Hey, it's been a long time since I've been up here. I love this. Such a nice bite. That is the Port Durnford shower. Johan, you're a legend. Thank you, sir. Probably about I don't know, 50, 60 kilo. I haven't caught a diamond in so long. It's probably about a 50, 60 kilo fish. They're very big and wide. They're not strong, but for their size, they're still big. It's still a big fish to catch. So, I mean, that with a grinder setup probably took me 8-10 minutes. Flat to sea, you can pull them a little bit quicker, but yeah, it's awesome. All right, guys, now that's a testament to wearing glasses. Like, you don't see, it's bright, it's sunny. You can see a slight little rip there. That makes the difference between the pull and no bite. We're fishing in open dead water, no bite. Put the macros on, check the rip, ran down, on. So that's brilliant. Happy with that. All right. Well, with releasing these fish and handling it, don't ever put your hands in here. It's a spiracle. It's like somebody grabbing you and pulling you around by your lung. What I've done is I've just put my hand. Okay, he's going. It's fine. So when you handle them, put your hand into the mouth. They don't have big teeth. Make sure when you're handling them, you see I was using a two hook trace. For your hand to go stick his hand in there, that's dangerous. You must be very, very careful. One hook trace is fine. Two hooks, you can get one in, and then next thing you go back in. You got to be very careful with that. With here, you just you handle it by the trace to get it up if it's a two hook trace, and we're releasing. You put your hand in its mouth and pull it back. It doesn't have teeth. It's not going to bite your jaw. It's a little bit. It's yeah, it's weird in the beginning, but you get used to it and it's fine. Alright guys, well that bite was pretty quick once I located the right water. So like I said earlier on, I've gone into a full metal jacket with a nice big circle. Side ahead with a fillet around the side. Quite important with the circles, you don't take up too much of that space with the head. So if you put that hook too deep, that bait's going to go there, the nose, and then when it rolls, that nose is going to get in the way and it's going to pop, the bait's not going to set. Like that, it's going to roll perfectly hopefully perfectly in the corner. The reason I don't use a circle exclusively is just for those smaller bonus fish. I find that that second hook on a double hook trace can often get the smaller fish, where this bait, the fish has to eat the whole bait in. You have to be patient, you have to wait for him to go down. You don't want to sit there and strike. You do not strike with a circle hook. That's it. That's a circle bite. Got to be very patient with it. My first diamond actually on the circle. I've used it a lot on the boat for darger and keelback. Always preferred a double hook trace for this kind of fishing. All the competitive guys recently, they've gone into these circles, these mustards, and yeah, it's the first time that fish swam in for a long time. Just wait, and eventually it turns around and goes. Generally, when the conditions are relatively calm like here, and the water's not going all over the place, it's not going left or right in one direction, generally stay where you are and fight your fish from where you are. In this case, I've got no one to help me, so I'm going to run down to it, wind the leader on and drag him out. There you go. That couldn't have been more than, I don't know, 6-8 minutes. That's the beauty of the ground and this tackle. That's a bigger fish. That's a nice fish. With a circle, literally just in the corner. Done. How nice is that? How cool is that? Now this is 60, 65 maybe. I'm gonna release him now. There we go. Because they're so wide and flat, they don't necessarily need a lot of water to go back on. Yeah, when they're on, and so far it looks like they're on, so hey, you can have a lot of fun. I'm stoked.